Hey, good morning, guys. What's happening? It is Rules for Rebels here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about drop shipping from China. And when I say from China, I mean from like AliExpress or DHgate to your customers on eBay and or Amazon. So this is a question that comes up quite a bit, and I just got the question again the other day from Winston Santos. So Winston asked, nice video. If you take requests, I would love to see a video where you talk about drop shipping from China to eBay where you explain what waiting time should customer wait, handling, MAD/refund request, and tips and tricks for fast shipping, plus margin per sale. Sorry to sound too long, but a lot of people are the same like me. I guess that is because I'm a rebel too. Cheers, mate. So Winston, buddy, man, thank you very much for watching the channel. Thank you very much for leaving a comment, thoughtful question, and this is something that comes up a lot. So before we get into this, I'm going to take you over to two recent AliExpress orders I've placed and I'm going to show you what the tracking looks like. And this might highlight potential problems with drop shipping from AliExpress or DHgate to eBay and or Amazon. So this order I placed back on August 31st. So keep in mind, August 31st, last day of August. No tracking even showed up until September 9th. So that's 10 days after. So I didn't even have tracking information for 10 days. Now, on September 9th, which was 10 days later, it says posting, which really means nothing to me. Later that day, it says dispatch from sorting center. The following day, so we're into it 11 days here, arrival at sorting center. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think this is the post office in China. I think this is basically the sorting center within their own warehouse. So then we have 9/13, which at this point it's been 14 days or 2 weeks. My item was dispatched from the sorting center. So I believe we're 14 days in, and my item has not even left the factory yet. Somehow tracking goes from September 13th back to September 9th and says acceptance. And on September 14th, which at this point we're 15 days in, it was processed through a facility. Now, today, as I'm making this video, it's September 28th. So it's been another, what's that, another 14 days. So basically, we're looking at over a month at this point, or right around a month, if not over a month, and my package hasn't even left China. Now, it's possible that this item is in the US and it just hasn't received a tracking update. My point here is to highlight the problem with ePacket shipping. So ePacket shipping is typically going to be the free shipping offered. It's typically going to be the cheapest shipping. They quote it as being like 6 to 14 days. Sometimes it is within that window. Other times it actually winds up being a lot longer. The other problem that you're going to have with AliExpress is a lot of AliExpress sellers aren't even going to ship your item for anywhere from 3 to 7 days after you order. So I don't know if that's to make sure the payment finalizes or what that's exactly all about. But let's just say I place an order today on September 28th. It's probably not even going to fully process and leave and even be put into, the shipping queue for at least 3 days, maybe as much as 7 days. So we're probably going to be like at October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd before my order is even fully processed. And even then, it's going to have to go through all these shipping steps. But imagine if this was an item that I drop shipped for a customer. The customer pays me back on August 31st. It takes me 10 days to even give them a tracking number. Once I do give them a tracking number, most customers in the US are going to be used to seeing like a USPS or a FedEx tracking number. So when I give them this crazy, ePacket tracking number and tell them they have to go to this Chinese website to track it, and then for the next 10 days, it's not even showing any tracking. People are going to be like, what's going on with my package? I thought you shipped it. When can I expect it? And you're just going to be fielding a million annoyed questions. And then on top of it, I'm going to basically have to buy myself, another 3 weeks of being like, it's on its way, I promise. It's on its way, I promise. And within here lies the problem of drop shipping from AliExpress or DHgate to eBay and or Amazon customers. Now, this is a big enough challenge if you have your own Shopify store. If you have your own Shopify store, you can at least set the rules. eBay can't force you to give a refund. Amazon can't force you to give a refund. Now, obviously, a customer could do a credit card chargeback on you. But if you're in good communication with your customer and kind of set the expectation from the start that it's going to be a long shipping time, this actually can be done. The problem with trying to do this on eBay or Amazon is Amazon wants you to have a tracking number uploaded within 24 hours. So if somebody places an order with you and pays you, your Amazon account or your seller metrics are going to get penalized if you don't have a tracking number uploaded within 24 hours. Now, as you can see here, it took me 10 days just to receive a tracking number. So Amazon's not going to be very happy with that. My Amazon customers aren't going to be happy with that, and my account is going to be penalized for it. Furthermore, Amazon expects products to be delivered within a certain delivery window. Um, and I know there's Chinese sellers on Amazon and they somehow get away with, like 3 week, month-long delivery times. But most people I've talked to in the US who try to put China as their item location on eBay and or Amazon aren't able to do so, or it's not allowed or whatever. But you can kind of see here, like, not only is Amazon going to be upset with you, but the customer is going to be upset with you as well. Now, eBay in the past allowed you to select up to like a 10, maybe even as long as a 14-day handling time, and I believe they still do. Amazon for a long time has really been tracking how quickly sellers are uploading tracking, as well as making sure items are delivered within a specific amount of time. eBay, as long as your customers aren't complaining, in the past wasn't too strict about that. However, with the fall eBay seller updates, eBay is putting a very, 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 I can't stress it enough, very heavy emphasis on making sure that tracking is uploaded in a certain amount of time and making sure that items are delivered promptly. So you're going to have eBay and Amazon on your back for not uploading tracking quick enough and not getting packages to people quick enough. The other thing, for any of you guys who have never sold on eBay or Amazon, eBay and Amazon customers are some of the most demanding customers out there. And what I mean by that is, and some customers are just stupid, but I have literally had orders come in at 11:30 on a Saturday night, and sometimes people can get your phone number off of the eBay account if you have your phone number listed on there. No lie, one time, not too long, probably about a year ago, I sold an item at about 11:30 on a Saturday night. The customer was calling my phone at, I think, 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. Where's my package? Where's my package? So are you kidding me? You ordered like 6 hours ago. Well, where's my package? And at this point, I know the guy's an idiot, but I'm like, look, first off, you ordered at 11:30 on a Saturday night. Obviously, FedEx, UPS, USPS, none of these guys are doing pickups on a Saturday night at 11:30 in the night. Furthermore, even if they did, a package is not going to travel across the country in 6 hours in the middle of the night on a Saturday night. Like, what I mean? I'm not even going to ship this item out until Monday, and you didn't pay for expedited shipping, so you're probably going to get it on Wednesday or Thursday. And I forget what if the guy wound up complaining or whatever. But on eBay, it's not that uncommon that somebody orders something and literally like 4 hours later, like, do you have tracking number? When can I expect this? When is this going to arrive? And even the people who are more patient, a lot of times, if you're sending something first class mail, 3 days in, hey, where's my package at? And for any of you guys who have a lot of experience shipping with the post office, even though they quote priority mail and even first class mail is being 2 to 3 days, we all know it's not uncommon for it to take 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, even as long as 10 days. So if you sold on eBay, if you sold on Amazon, you know how many inquiries you get from customers about, like, hey, where's my tracking? Where's my tracking number? When's this going to arrive? Tracking hasn't showed an update in 4 hours. Does that mean something's wrong? And now, magnify that and imagine not only is the item taking a long time to arrive, but you're giving some people some funny ePacket Chinese tracking number they've never heard of. You're not even getting a tracking number for, somewhere between 3 days and a week, in this case, 10 days. It's just going to be an absolute nightmare dealing with customers. Here's another order. I placed this order on the 9th of September. It's now the 28th of September. I don't even have tracking information. It says tracking information is available within 5 to 10 days. So it's been, what's that? It's been 9 or 10 days. I still don't have tracking number. Now, again, imagine if I was having to communicate this to a customer. So here's one other thing I wanted to show you. And I forget, there's actually an official name for this. One of my former managers or bosses used to be really big on this. But this is the fast, good, and cheap triangle. Now, it's pretty easy for a business or a service or a product to hit one of these. It's possible to hit 2 of these, but you're never going to hit 3. So what this means is you can get something good and you can get it fast, but it's not going to be cheap. You can get something fast and cheap, but it's not going to be good. You can get something cheap and good, but it's not going to be fast. So if it's fast and good, it's going to be expensive. If it's cheap and good, it's going to be slow and good. If it's fast and cheap, it's going to be low quality. And nailing all 3 of these things isn't possible. So what's the point of this triangle? What does this have to do with drop shipping from China to your eBay or Amazon customers? Well, we know right off the bat you're not going to be able to fill the fast thing, right? Because it's not cost effective to pay for FedEx shipping, and even FedEx shipping from China to the US is going to be like as slow as like slow shipping within the States. So you're definitely not going to be able to hit this fast thing. So what you're going to need to hope is that you can hit good and cheap. Now, you can probably hit cheap because you're sourcing things quite a bit cheaper than people can buy them in the States. Good, That depends. A lot of stuff on AliExpress is crap quality. Some stuff is good. So if you're somebody who's going to spend the time and seek out the better quality products, you can hit both of these things. But my point is, fast is out the window, so you're going to have to be cheap and good. So if you're drop shipping from China to customers in the USA, um, you're going to have to find unique products that they can be good, and you're going to have to not be too greedy on the margin that you're making so that you can still offer it cheap. Because think about it, if I have the option of going to Amazon and buying something with Amazon Prime and having it delivered to myself in 2 days and probably at a pretty reasonable price, what reason do I have to visit somebody's personal Shopify website and buy it from them to where they're going to drop ship it from China and it's going to take 3 weeks to get? It better either be it, it better either be gooder or better, or it better be cheaper. So if you can get me something a lot cheaper than I can find it on Amazon, I may not mind waiting like 3 weeks for it to arrive. If you can get me something either good or unique that I can't find on Amazon, again, I may not mind waiting for it to arrive. One other thing I would caution you guys who want to do this drop shipping from China to US customers, you're going to have to give people a reason to wait so long to receive their items. So those reasons would be something unique and cool that people can't get in the States. So one example of that, a lot of people were drop shipping hoverboards last year around Christmas time, and you really couldn't find hoverboards in the States. You know, the demand was so high you really couldn't get them very easily. So people would buy it from overseas just because they really had no other option. It was a unique product, it was a cool product, and if you wanted it, you know, you really had no other choice than to wait for however long somebody was going to ship it to you. Also, if you wanted to buy a hoverboard in the States from a company like Funky Duck or Tony Hawk's company, IO Hawk, they were going to cost you like $1,500. Out of China, you could get them for like $200. From somebody in the US who's drop shipping it, you could probably get it for $300. So that's another reason that people maybe were willing to wait 3 weeks or a month to get the product, because they're able to get it for $200 or $300, whereas if they were to buy it in the States, it's going to cost them $1,500. So what types of products should you be, if you're going to employ this method, which again, I wouldn't recommend doing on eBay or Amazon. I'd recommend doing it on a site that you control, because that way you can set the shipping times. You're not going to be penalized for slow shipping. People aren't going to be able to do like eBay or Amazon chargebacks, which make it way too easy for people to get their money back. So you're not going to want to sell something stupid that somebody can get anywhere, like a phone charger, because there's just no reason for me to buy a phone charger from somebody's Shopify site and wait a month for it to arrive when I could just go to Amazon, buy it for $5 and have it in 2 days. So unique items are going to be items that make sense to buy. Also, think about the nature of the item. Like, let's say I wanted to open a store selling like travel related items. So we could say something like passport holders, those adapters that change like European outlets to work with your blow dryer. Now, most people aren't going to order travel accessories like a month before their trip. Most people are going to order that stuff kind of last minute. So you probably don't want to set up a store in that niche, because if I'm going on vacation to Italy in a week and I go to your website and order a passport holder or a money pouch or a credit card UV blocker, I'm not going to want to wait 3 weeks or a month for that to arrive, because I probably will have already left for my trip, and you're going to have a lot of pissed off customers and a lot of people wanting refunds. So you're going to want to try to focus on items that people don't necessarily need right away. And then you're also going to want to focus on unique items. So this is just one idea off the top of my head, but right now, that Fixer Flipper TV show on HGTV, there's a woman named Joanna Gaines. Her husband is Chip Gaines. They do some really cool, Joanna Gaines. They do some really cool designs and stuff. She's really into like barn doors. And let me show you guys what like a barn door is. Okay, so this is essentially a barn door. This is like really popular with like interior design and stuff right now. And you may be surprised to learn that just the hardware, if you see up here, like the metal brackets that hold these doors, you're not even getting the door. Just these brackets can cost like $300 to $700. There's like little like pulley wheels, and the doors slide back and forth. So these things are really expensive. I think you can find them at Home Depot for like $300 to $500. If you buy them from specialty stores, you could pay anywhere from $300 to $700. If we look here, barn door. Now on here, there's people selling barn door hardware. Now I don't know the quality of this hardware, and keep in mind this isn't going to come with the door. All you're getting is the hardware. But as opposed to paying $300 at Home Depot, $350, as opposed to going to some specialty shop and paying $500 for this hardware just for a single door, I mean, like, this stuff is pretty cheap. Here's a set that goes from $130 to $300. Here's one you can get as cheap as $75. Here's one for $85. $195. Here's one for $78. Let's see, barn door hardware. Let's see what Home Depot's selling these for. No, because Home Depot is actually pretty reasonable. They've come down in price. They're like $159. I would imagine if we went to like a specialty site, like I'm guessing these guys are probably charging a little bit more. See, the guys are charging like $259. So imagine if you were to drop ship this item that you can get for $75, you could charge $150. You're doubling your money and making a pretty healthy profit, and you're still coming in substantially cheaper than this website selling barn doors. So this is the type of, I'm not telling you guys to go out and start drop shipping barn door hardware, but as you can see, this is the type of item that you want to be drop shipping. Why? Well, number one, people don't need barn door hardware right away. Number two, you could probably kind of BS some excuse about how your hardware is handmade and it's made to order, and that's why the shipping time is going to take so long. Or because it's kind of a unique item, you could say it's on back order, and most people will probably be willing to wait. And the other thing, because we're able to get it so cheap, $75, we could make 100% profit, sell it for $150, double up on our money, and we're still going to be considerably cheaper than other people selling these online. So somebody may not be willing to wait 3 weeks for a phone charger to arrive, but when somebody can save, $100 on these barn door hardwares by ordering it from you and waiting a couple weeks, as opposed to going here and ordering it, I think that's something that people might be willing to wait for. So we're able to get something good and cheap. It's not going to be fast, but we are able to give somebody something good and cheap in the way of these barn doors for $75 that we're only going to charge $150 for. We're charging $150 instead of $250, so it's going to be cheaper, and they may have to wait a couple weeks, but it's worth waiting to save, $100 or whatever. So again, guys, just to kind of wrap up, for anybody thinking about drop shipping from China, and when I say China, I mean Aliexpress or DHgate, to your eBay and or Amazon customers, I really would recommend against it. I think it's going to wind up being a lot of headaches for you. It's going to be a lot of buyers pestering you for tracking numbers, a lot of buyers opening up eBay and Amazon claims, A to Z claims, a lot of people wanting refunds. And keep in mind, once you order something, there's no turning it around. So if a customer opens up an Amazon A to Z claim and Amazon gives them their money back, they're still going to get my item, albeit a week or two later, and they're going to have my money. So I'm out my money and I'm out the product. So keep that in mind. Like I said, if you want to do the China drop shipping, I would highly recommend using your own store where you have a bit more control. And even then, you still really have to prep the customer on how long delivery times are going to be and things like that. But at least you kind of control the rules of your platform. Whereas on eBay or Amazon, they're the ones that are dictating, we want you to ship something out in 24 hours. So hopefully this video helps you guys out, gives you guys some insight into drop shipping from China. If you do want to drop ship stuff to eBay and or Amazon customers, I know there's a lot of people using like Walmart.com to drop ship items. There are companies in the USA who are specifically drop shippers who will ship within, same day or 24 hours or 48 hours. So if you do want to drop ship stuff to eBay or Amazon customers, use a company within the USA who will ship within 24 hours, who can provide you a tracking number, and where you're not going to have all these problems with items taking forever to arrive. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. If so, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button below the channel. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or if you guys want to share your experiences about trying to drop ship from China, please drop a comment in the comment section below, guys. We got a lot of great videos coming out over the next week or two, so stay tuned, and I will catch you guys on